everyone. I'm super excited to bring you an interview with a local maker. Now, there are very few cobblers and handmade shoemakers left in the country, and it is a dying craft that is almost going extinct. Fanmilayo is breathing new life into this amazing art form. Hi Fanmilayo, it's good to have you on the Big Small Business Show. So just tell us a bit about yourself, just your initials.
Fanmilayo Olusoji by name.
Okay.
And most people call me FOA.
Okay.
Which led to my business name, Meet by FOA.
Okay. So what prompted you into going shoemaking? Because it's like an art that no one ever think of going into. So what pushed you? What was the drive that made you go into shoemaking?
For me, it's just the zeal, and actually there was no one to even tell me you have to do this. I just had to just develop the interest and started somewhere.
Okay.
And grown to where we are now.
You just woke up one day and said
you were interested in it.
Are you serious? Now that's weird. So how do people react when you tell them, oh, I'm a shoemaker, and how do you handle those reactions?
For me, before I introduce myself, I let people know I'm a shoemaker with difference.
Okay.
I'm a graduate.
Okay.
So once I come, the way I approach you, you'll be like, and majorly I tell people I'm a shoemaker. I don't tell them I'm a cobbler. I don't need to customize it. I'm a shoemaker. I'm a shoemaker. So when I tell them, they're like, shoemaker, you should even customize it like cobbler. I'm like, it's my work. I make shoes. So I'm a maker. I'm not a repairer. That's why I just.
So you just handle their reactions because yeah. I'll be so oh, it's a shoemaker. What's that? So you just let it slide like that.
Yeah.
But that's a good one. So what's the inspiration behind you venturing into this business of shoemaking, and how did you acquire the knowledge?
Let me start by talking about the acquiring the knowledge.
Okay.
I have a brother who is into shoemaking. But as time goes on, he got a job in the Navy and had to leave all his tools. Funny enough, I wasn't opportune to learn it from him or do anything of such. But as time goes on, he had the tools and equipment at home for me to use, and there's nothing happening with them. I was just like, will these things just go that way? And so I just picked the interest in it, and I just started YouTube channel and everything. So
you learnt on your own?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really extraordinary. You learnt on YouTube?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the inspiration, what inspired you?
For me, I love good shoes.
Okay.
When I see people, first thing I just look into is their feet. How is it looking like? Is it looking nice? So from there, I just I can do this thing since it's what I love doing, what I love wearing, what I love using. So I just decided I have to go for this. And though there are lots of discrimination when I started, but oh, you're a graduate, you want to go for shoemaking, you're this, I was just it's just my passion, is what I have the feelings for. That's what I want to do.
Okay, so how do you, I know in as much as these are handmade things, I know there are machines that we use in making all of this. So how do you describe the process of your machines, and what are the various machines you use in making shoes, for instance? So what are the various machines you use in making
For me now, we are still working on the manual machines.
Okay.
Which is the reason for capital and all that, but to some extent our manual machines have been useful. We have the filing machine, the stitching machine, the stamping machine, and the expansion machine, which we use for our jobs. And so far so good. We've been coming out with real nice and good shoes.
Well, that's a good one. So I'm asking this for those that might watch this and they might be interested in starting up a shoe factory. So what is the cost of starting up a shoe factory? What's the minimum amount that would be required for it?
For a local shoemaker for now, you can still start with about 500,000, a million for a startup. And it will be cool and good for the business.
But not everyone can get 500,000 and a million.
if you're talking about the startup at initial stage, you can just still feel like probably you get your stitching machine, your filing machine. That's about 300,000 getting there. Only if you're not getting the new one or the standard ones, okay, you can still subsidize.
Okay, that's been really impressive. We'll go on a short break now, and when we come back, you'll be telling us more about your style, because I'm sure you're a brand, so you have a particular style to the way you make your shoes. So when we come back, we'll portray more on that. Before we went on that break, I said we're going to talk about your style. So what is unique about your shoemaking? What do you do differently from the regular shoemakers, and how much do you take to produce? How long do you take to produce a particular shoe? So now we're talking about your style now, and how long you take to produce a shoe, and what makes you different and stand out from other shoemakers out there.
Number one, I'll start with how long. It takes within 3-4 days to make a shoe. Unlike a standard shoe, 3 to 4 days, because after lasting it, after finishing, you have to just leave it, let it get dry and everything. And talking about the difference is in the detail in the shoe.
How do you know details like shoes?
For you see the way the threading on the shoes are being lined, the way they are being last, and mostly the finishing work with the gum.
Okay, so you said 4 days. It takes you 3 to 4 days. So what makes you stand out? What makes FOA stand out from other regular shoes that we see? Gucci, Prada.
For that, I would say we are still in work in progress actually, but the difference is just the detailed, like I said, the detail you get from the shoes. Like it stands out, it makes you like different from what you can see everybody does, everybody wears. So
do your clients, do they trust your judgment? Imagine I come to you like, oh, I want this. Can I trust you enough to give me what I want? And what I'm like, okay, I want you to make this for me. Can you do this? Can I trust you enough to like make that come to life?
We will give you 100% trust about our jobs. And all of our clients have been testifying to that. Like, we deliver in time, we deliver on time, and what you want is what we deliver.
Okay, now tell me about your packaging, and how can you compare? Because there has to be like a comparison. How can you compare with already made brands, and how affordable are your products?
Our packaging are just the basics. Packaging, you can talk of the box, the fabric for the brand, and the what's it called, paper bag for delivery. That's just the packaging. And for the other one you asked, sorry, can you
comparing your brand to
my brand? For me, there are brands which are ahead of us, which we also look up to. But comparing to our own local shoemaking, we stand out. So who are your target markets? Like everyone that can afford to live in Nigeria are targets. So far you can live in Nigeria.
With all of the packaging?
Yes.
Okay, when you say affordable, from what range to what range? Are we looking like $1 million to...
It's not even up to that. We're just looking about 20,000 to 30,000.
Okay, that's quite affordable. That's quite affordable. So you've not really answered my question. I want to like know how reliable is FOA brand when it comes to shoes?
So are you talking about the durability?
Yeah, now? Durability, reliable, because if you're not reliable, I would not like come back to, patronize. So how reliable, how durable is the FOA brand?
Time, I can give you 100% about the durability. The sustainability is also 100%, and so far we've gotten feedbacks from our clients which had also helped us grow.
So now, what's your advice to upcoming entrepreneurs? Now, it's not necessarily shoes, but people who want to like start their own establishment away from the old 9 to 5, you know, blah blah. So what's your takeaway for them?
For me, I would just have to advise they just keep on what they want and what they wish to do, because many people at times they are just like being discouraged by making sales today, tomorrow there's no sales. I'm doing this today, tomorrow I don't have the power to do it, or there's nobody coming to ask me what I'm doing. So the thing is just keep on being yourself and keep hope alive. You're still gonna make a difference.
Thank you very much. It was really beautiful sitting with you and learning about the art of shoemaking.
Thank you very much.
I want to thank Fanmilayo so much for letting me sit down and learn about the art of shoemaking. I wish him the best of luck in his business. And if you decide to treat yourself to one of his work of art, I would love to hear about it. Drop a comment for us on the comment section and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Also do follow us on Jointim, Pangram and on Instagram. Remember, this show is sponsored by AFRICUNIA. Be Bio-Natural, we grow you healthier. Until I come your way in my next episode, I am Deborah Ezeh.